friends, welcome to EduTap again. So guys, good evening Nilesh. So if I'm audible and visible, then do let me know. Type yes in the chat box or give thumbs up so that we can start our today's important lecture. So good evening everyone guys. So do let me know whether am I audible and visible. So type yes in the chat box or give thumbs up so that we can start our today's important lecture. Nilesh, okay, great. Right, so let's begin guys. So we were discussing the most important MCQs for RBI Grade B Phase 2 examination from ESI static, right? So yesterday we had covered 40 important questions from economics and social issues, and now remaining 40 questions we will be covering in this session itself. So this is going to be the part second. Those who have not watched the part first, they must refer the part first, because we have discussed very good questions which are having a lot of probability of being asked in the examination, right? So guys, you must refer the part 1, those who have not watched. So let's proceed without wasting much time. But guys, before that, we have an offer of combo sale in which we are running flat 30% off plus additional 20% off on all our combo courses of RBI Grade B, NABARD Grade A and SEBI Grade A, right? So if you want to avail this discount, if you want to avail this offer, then you have to use the code combo. This is valid till 12th of Jan 2022. And guys, as you all know that UPSC has released the date of ESI Deputy Director examination, which is scheduled to be done, happen on in the month of July 2022. So we are running flat 40% off plus additional 10% off on the master course of ESI Deputy Director. So if you want to avail this course, if you want to avail this discount, so you have to use the code ESI. And again guys, this code is valid till tomorrow, that is 12th June 2022. So those who are new here, do subscribe our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel to get the latest updates as well as the PDF of our YouTube sessions, right? So guys, let's proceed. So here in the front of you, the question number first. So the question number first is, the capital account convertibility of the Indian rupee implies, your options are, that the Indian rupee can be exchanged by the authorized dealers for travel, that the Indian rupee can be exchanged for any major currency for the purpose of trade in goods and services, that the Indian rupee can be exchanged for any major currency for the purposes of trading financial assets, both A and B or B and C. So guys, you all have to participate in the session. You know the rule. Irrespective of the fact that you do not know the answer, guys, do attempt, because whenever we commit mistakes, so it is a very high chance then whenever next time when that concept or that question appears in front of us, so we are not supposed to commit that particular mistake, right guys? So that is why I am requesting you also do participate as much as you can. So Nilesh is saying option number C, that is that the Indian rupee can be exchanged for any major currency for the purpose of trading financial assets. Shivam Tripathi, guys, you all have to participate. सभी को participate करना guys. बताइए, what is the right answer for this question? Do read the question carefully, and this habit you have to develop for your examination also, that first of all you have to read the question carefully, then only you have to answer, right? Shivam is saying option number E, that is both B and C, okay? You all have to answer guys. Venus is saying option number E, both B and C. Okay, so let's see the right answer for this question. So right answer for this question is option number C, right? That the Indian rupee can be exchanged for any major currency for the purpose of trading financial assets. Guys, here we are talking about capital account convertibility and not the current account convertibility, right? So that is why I've been saying throughout my sessions that you have to read the question carefully. You have to mark the keywords mentioned in the question. So here keyword is about the capital account convertibility. So those who are saying option number C, their answer is correct, right? So guys, capital account convertibility means free conversion of cross-border capital flows. Any entity can convert domestic currency into hard currency at the prevailing market rate and take hard currency out of the country without the need of offering any explanation. So if we talk about in simple terms, so capital account keeps a record of all the transactions related to assets between India and other countries. So guys, here you can see that this is because of an individual or high net worth investor wanting to invest outside India can invest within an overall limit of $2 2,50,000 per financial year under the liberalized remittance scheme. ठीक है, तो guys you have to understand the concept. What the question is about, the capital account convertibility, right, and not the current account convertibility. Other options were related to current account convertibility. So that is why I am saying that you have to read the question carefully and highlight the keywords. Now let's move to the question number 2. So guys, question number 2 is, consider the following statements. Your options, the price of any currency in international market is decided by, your options are the World Bank, the demand of currency, the stability of the government of the concerned country, economic potential of the country. So guys, you have to read the question carefully. Your options are 1, 2, 3 and 4 are correct, 2 and 3 are correct, 3 and 4 are correct, 1 and 4 are correct, or 1 and 2 are correct. Tell me guys, what is the right answer? Okay, so Nilesh is saying second B. Nilesh is very fast. Tell me guys, what is the right answer for question number 2? Read the question carefully, then mark it, right? And guys, you have to mark the question number before marking your answer, so that I do not get confused which question you are answering, right? So you have to mention the question number. So Shivam is saying B, Aditi B, Isha, Nisha, you all are saying option number B. That is second and third, demand of currency and stability of the government of the concerned country, right? So you all are aware about the concept. So right answer for this question is option number B only. So here you can see that World Bank is important to the source of financial and technical assistance to developing countries around the world. It has no relation, right, to the price of the currency in the international market. The price of any currency is determined by forces of demand and supply. Demand for a currency depends on two factors, that is its exports to other countries and investments that people want to make in that particular country. And the stability of the government is very important factor, though it does not directly affect the prices of any currency, but it is a very important factor, as an unstable government may not be able to take effective economic decision, which will in turn affect export and import, right, and which ultimately affect the prices of any currency. So the economic potential of the country is not related to the price of any currency in the international market. So we have covered all the 4 statements. Now let's move to the question number 3. So guys, question number 3 is, both foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investors are related to investment in a country. So which one of the following statements best represents an important difference between the two? Your options are FII, that is foreign institutional investors, helps bring better management skills and technology, while FDI only brings in capital. Second is FII helps in increasing capital availability in general, while FDI only targets specific sectors. FDI flows only into the secondary market, while FII targets primary market. FII is considered to be more stable than FDI, or none of the above. So tell me friends, what is the right answer for this question? Nilesh is saying third B, Aditi is saying B, English topper material, he is saying B, that is FII helps in increasing capital availability in general, while FDI only targets specific sectors, right? Shivam, Isha, you all are saying option number B. So right answer for this question is option number B only. So here you can read that foreign direct investment is defined as the type of investment into production or business in a country by an enterprise based in another country, right? It is often contrasted with the FII, which is an investment fund based in the country other than a country in which investment is made. So basically both are the forms of investment made in the foreign country, but FDI is made to acquire controlling ownership in enterprise, but FII tends to invest in the foreign financial market, right? So this is the basic difference between the FDI and FII. So this you need to know, because sometimes the question related to FDI and FII is asked in the examination, right? So this you need to remember. So guys, for further clarification, you can read this difference also, that foreign company brings capital into country to set up production in the case of FDI, whereas if we talk about FII, then a foreign company buys equity in a company through the stock markets, right? So basically FDI is a long term, FII is a short term phenomena. Here in case this FDI economy increases, here no change in economy. Here employment generation, because directly investment is made by the foreign company, so employment definitely increases. Here in this case FII, no employment generated, because they invest their money in the stock market only, right? So there is no generation of employment. GDP increases, in the case of FII, no change in GDP. Investment in Indian companies, subsidiaries, investment in secondary market depending upon market conditions, right? So FDI is related to the directly company or subsidiaries, whereas if we talk about FII, so it is related to the secondary market, right? That is stock market. Here motive is control and here motive is to earn profit. So I hope you got the clarity about the about the difference between the FDI and FII. Now let's move to the question number fourth. So guys, question number fourth is, who releases consumer price index figures? So your options are Office of Economic Advisor, National Statistical Office, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Home Affairs, or none of the above. So tell me friends, what is the right answer for question number fourth? Nilesh is saying fourth B, Aditi is saying fourth A, Office of Economic Advisor. Okay, English topper material B. Nikhil is saying fourth B. Jyoti Kapoor fourth B. Aditi Gandhi is saying fourth B. Okay, so let's see the right answer for this question, guys. Mostly you guys are saying option number B. So the right answer for this question is option number B, that is National Statistical Office. Guys, these kind of questions are frequently asked in the examination, so you have to have idea about different indices. I have discussed this in the yesterday's sessions also, that you have to have idea about the consumer price index, wholesale price index, index of industrial production, their releasing agency, their how much they, I mean to say what कितना content वो लोग cover करते हैं, कौन कौन से areas they focus. So you have to have idea about all these indices, right? They are very important and they are frequently asked in the examination. So the right answer for this question is option number B, that is National Statistical Office. So here is the detail of consumer price index. So it measures price change from the perspective of a retail buyer, right? Since we are talking about consumer price index, so it basically measures price changes from the perspective of retail buyer. It is released by the National Statistical Office, and rest of the details you can read from here in the explanation itself, right? So guys, the base year for CPI is 2012. This also asked in various times in examination, that what is the base year for different indices like CPI, wholesale price index, IIP. So you have to have idea about the base year for different indices. Now let's move to the question number 5th. So guys, question number 5th is, which one of the following is not the most likely measure the government RBI takes to stop the slide of Indian rupee? So this is quite technical, or you can say application based question. So your options are curbing imports of non-essential goods and promoting exports, encouraging Indian borrowers to issue rupee dominated masala bonds, easing conditions relating to external commercial borrowings, following an expansionary monetary policy, or none of the above. Guys, read the question carefully, apply your logic, apply your mind, then try to answer this question. Nilesh is saying 5th D, whereas English topper material is saying 5th C. Arshdeep is saying 5th C. Okay. Guys, you all have to participate. Tell me the right answer for question number 5th. Jyoti Kapoor is saying 5th C. Okay, so mostly you are saying C, except Nilesh who is saying 5th D, or Aditi is saying 5th D, right? So let's see the right answer. So right answer for this question is, guys, option number D, right? That is following an expansionary monetary policy. So here you can read, curbing imports of non-essential goods and promoting exports would help control imports and thus depreciation of the rupee by increasing the growth with promoting exports, right? Second is encouraging Indian borrowers to issue rupee denominated masala bonds. And what will be the benefit of this? That it is a measure of RBI government to stop the slide of Indian rupee, as it does not put pressure on our currency through borrowing dollars, as the bond issue would be rupee denominated, right? So this is the way. Next is easing conditions relating to external commercial borrowings. This will lead to higher borrowing abroad and would temporarily reduce the deficit of forex in India. So again, this statement is correct, but the question is about incorrect statement, right? But by following an expansionary monetary policy may lead to lower interest rates, thereby increasing the inflation with higher imports. Because when the inflation is high, तो definitely export तो यहाँ से हमारे यहाँ से possible नहीं हो पाएगा. People will start importing, right? Because suppose if any particular car, right, if any particular car is costing 5 lakh rupees in India including inflation, but that particular car is costing around 4 lakh in any foreign country, right? So definitely being a customer, you will think of importing this particular car, right? So if you import that particular car, then you have to pay the foreign exchange, right? Therefore there will be a more demand of foreign exchange, and if you demand more, then definitely the price of Indian currency will down, right? So expansionary monetary policy will not be the step that the RBI or government will take. So this is the right answer. Basically the question is about the incorrect statement, so that is why in that perspective this is the right answer, right? I hope you are getting. Now let's move to the question number 6th. So guys, question number 6 is, which institution is known as soft loan window of the World Bank? So your options are International Development Association, International Finance Corporation basically, International Monetary Fund, Multilateral Guarantee Agency, or all of the above. So this is a kind of factual question. So if you know this, then even you can solve this by using your logic if you have idea about the World Bank. So basically I cannot say that this is a completely a factual question, but you can also apply your logic if you have read about World Bank little bit. So Nilesh is saying 6th A, Sunil is saying B, Jyoti Kapoor 6A, Isha is saying 6th A, Nikhil. Okay, so you mostly are saying option number A, right? So let's see the right answer. So right answer for this question is option number A only, that is International Development Association, right? So here you can see that World Bank Group with 189 member countries, the World Bank Group is a unique global partnership. 5 institutions working for sustainable solutions that reduce poverty and build shared prosperity in developing countries. So if we talk about the branches, the part of World Bank Group, so International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, that is IBRD, it provides loans, credit and grants. If we talk about IDA, that is International Development Association, so it provides low or no interest loans to low income countries. The International Development Association is a multinational finance institution providing aid to poor countries in the form of loans. So therefore it is also referred to as the soft loan window of the World Bank, right? So you must know the reason why it is called as the soft loan window of the World Bank, because it provides aid to poor countries in the form of loans. Similarly, you can read about the International Finance Corporation, which provide investment advice and asset management to companies and governments. The MIGA, that is Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, ensures lenders and investors against political risks such as war. And ICSID, that is International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes, settles investment disputes between investors and countries. So that is why if you have idea about the World Bank Group, then definitely you can solve this question. Now guys, let's move to the question number 7th. So question number 7th is from the social wala component. So your options are, the question is, urbanization is best defined as, your options are people moving from rural areas to urban areas, the growth in the population of urban areas as a result of several factors. Option number C, the increase in the proportion of people living in urban areas. Option number D, people moving from urban areas to rural areas, or none of the above. This is quite simple question, but yes, this can be asked in your examination. So in yesterday's session, we have mostly covered the questions from economics, right? But in today's session, we have the question from both economic plus social wala component, because questions are asked from the social also. So tell me guys, Nilesh is saying 7th C. Okay. Ajay Shankar is saying 7th B. Aditi is saying 7th C. Guys, you all have to participate. Tell me the right answer for question number 7th. So mostly guys are saying option number C, except few who is saying option number B as well as option number A, right? So the right answer for this question is option number C. Guys, we have to read the question carefully. The question is about urbanization is best defined. Sometimes this kind of confusion may come in your mind that this is also the right answer, this is also the right answer, but you have to identify the question, what question is asking. Basically the question is about the best defined as, right? So people moving from rural areas to urban areas, this is, you can say, the incomplete definition, but the increase in the proportion of people living in urban areas, this is kind of complete definition, right? So that is why option C will be the best answer for this question. So urbanization refers to the increasing number of people that live in urban areas, right? Because if you read the option number A, here you can see that people moving from rural areas to urban areas, right? Here no discussion is about the living, right? Living or staying there in urban areas. It is simply the moving from rural areas to urban areas. So that is why you have to identify the keyword mentioned in the question, and accordingly you have to select the right answer, right? So those who are saying option number C, their answer is correct. Now let's move to the question number 8. So guys, question number 8 is, which article of the Indian Constitution allows citizens to migrate freely within India? Your options are Article 14, Article 15, Article 19, Article 21 or Article 18. Basically this question is from the topic Indian political system, right? If you know, this is the topic under your social wala component. So this question is from the Indian political system. That is why we are talking about the Constitution of India. So Nilesh is saying option number C, Hemant Kumar is saying option number C, Jyoti, Ajay, so you all are saying option number C, that is Article 19, right? So let's see the right answer for this question, guys. Right answer is option number C only, that is Article 19. So Isha, Aditi, you all are saying option number C. So here you can see that Article 19, 1D, freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. So no person can be restricted to move from one part of the state to another. The freedom of movement under Article 19 allows us to move from one state to another and anywhere within the state, right? So you can here see the other important fundamental rights, and here you can see the right to freedom, that is the rights under Article 19, right? So it guarantees the citizen of India the following 6 fundamental freedoms: freedom of speech and expression, freedom of assembly, freedom to form associations and unions, freedom of movement within Indian territory, freedom of residence and settlement, freedom of profession, occupation, trade and business, right? So this is the right answer. Now let's move to the question number 9th. So guys, question number 9th is, consider the following statements with respect to the purchasing power parity. So your options are, it is a popular metric that compares different countries' currencies through a basket of goods approach. Second is, India is the 3rd largest economy in terms of PPPs, that is purchasing power parity, behind United States and China. Option number C, PPP, exchange rates are used to convert the national poverty lines from some of the poorest countries in the world to determine the general poverty line. So your options are only 1 and 3, only 2 and 3, only 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 3, or only 1. So guys, tell me what should be the answer for question number 9th. And guys, you have to mention the question number, right? You have to mention the question number before marking your answer. So Nilesh is saying C, Nikhil E, civil service corner answer question number 9, D. Okay, so we have the mixed we have mixed options, that is C, D, E, but the right answer for this question is option number D only, guys. So it is the rate at which the currency of one country would have to be converted into that of another country to buy the same amount of goods and services in each country. The triple P exchange rates are constructed to ensure that the same quantity of goods and services are priced equivalently across countries, and PPP exchange rates are used to convert the national poverty lines. I hope you most of you got confused in this option. So basically it is the rate of PPP exchange rate are used to convert the national poverty lines from some of the poorest countries in the world to determine the global poverty line. So this statement is very important, guys. You have to remember this, right? And India is the 3rd largest economy if we talk about from the perspective of purchasing power parity. Now guys, question number 10th. So question number 10th is, which of the following item is classified as capital receipt in the budget for the government of India? Your options are the receipts from the collection of income tax, the borrowings made by the government from the public, the dividends and profits received from the public sector units, the interest receipts for loans given by the government to its debtors, or none of the above. So this is a conceptual question about which you must have the clarity, because many times questions related to capital receipts, capital expenditure, revenue receipts, revenue expenditures are asked in the examination. So question number 10th, guys, Nilesh is saying 10th B, Nikhil, Aditi, Hemant, Jyoti, you all are saying option number B, right? Great. So you all have the clarity about the concept of capital and revenue receipt and expenditure, right? I hope. So right answer for this question is option number B, that is the borrowings made by the government from the public, right? So this is basically capital receipt, and all other options are revenue receipt. So capital receipts are those receipts of the government which either create liability or cause any reduction in the assets of the government, right? So this is the basic difference between the capital receipt and revenue receipt. Then in capital receipt, it either creates liability or cause any reduction in the assets of the government. The major sources of capital receipts of the central government are borrowings, recovery of loans and disinvestment, resale of shares of public sector undertakings. So I hope you all have clarity about the concept of capital receipts and revenue receipts. Now, next question is, which of the following points is the rationale behind the introduction of mixed economy in India? Your options are to control the distribution of essential commodities, to direct investment in socially desirable channels, to protect the weaker sections, to promote infrastructural facilities like hydroelectric projects, irrigation, road and railway transport, all of the above. So these kind of questions you can easily solve by using your mind, by using the logic. Here you do not need to have any expertise knowledge to solve these kind of questions, right? Nilesh is saying 11th E, Hemant Kumar is saying E, Nikhil, Jyoti, you all are saying option number E, Aditi. Okay, so the right answer for this question is, guys, option number E only. That is all of the above. So basically all of the above, these all are the rationale behind the introduction of mixed economy on India. So nothing to explain here. These all are self-explanatory, right? So there is no concept behind these. These are self-explanatory, as you all know the nature of Indian economy. Now guys, question number 12. Which of the following is not an indicator to measure multidimensional poverty index? The favorite area. So your options are electricity, flooring, cooking for fuel, profession, drinking water. So which of the following is not an indicator to measure MPI, that is multidimensional poverty index? Nilesh is saying 12th D. Okay, Hemant is saying 12th D, Jyoti is saying 12th D, Nikhil, Aditi, you all are saying option number D. Well done guys, the right answer for this question is option number D only. So the MPI, that is multidimensional poverty index, was launched by the UNDP and the OPHI in 2010. Guys, you have to read these explanation whenever you get the PDF. So guys, you have to read the explanation, because this explanation is prepared very carefully and a lot of informations are there in this in the explanation, so that you can cover multiple dimensions of any particular concept, right? Which can definitely help you in your actual examination. So you have to read the explanation very carefully whenever you get the PDF, whenever you download the PDF from our Telegram channel. So MPI is based on the idea that poverty is not unidimensional, not just depends on income and one individual may lack several basic needs like education, health, etc. Rather it is multidimensional, right? So it is not unidimensional, rather poverty is defined as multidimensional. So the index shows the proportion of poor people and the average number of deprivations each poor person experiences at the same time. MPI uses 3 dimensions and 10 indicators. So what are the 3 dimensions? 3 dimensions are education, health and standard of living, and 10 dimensions are years of schooling and child enrollment, child mortality and nutrition, electricity, flooring, drinking water, sanitation, cooking fuel and assets. So these are 10 indicators, right? So you have to have idea about all these 10 indicators as well as the 3 dimensions. Now guys, question number 13. So question number 13 is, as per the Health Policy 2017 approved by the Union Cabinet, increase in the public health expenditure is aimed to what percentage of gross domestic product, that is GDP? Your options are 2.5%, 3.5%, 4.5%, 5.5% or 6%. The question is related to the health policy of 2017. So Nilesh, Aditi, Nikhil, you all are saying option number A. Hemant Kumar is saying option number B, that is 3.5%. So guys, the right answer for this question is option number A only, that is 2.5%, right? So National Health Policy 2017, here you can see that it intends to gradually increase public health expenditure to 2.5% of the GDP. And what is the current percentage of public health expenditure in India? Do let me know in the chat box. What is the current percentage of public health expenditure in India? Tell me guys, the current rate of public health expenditure in our country. Do make the comment, guys. Tell me in the live chat what is the current rate of public health expenditure in India. Nilesh is saying 1.6. Civil Service Corner is saying option number that is 1.5. Rest all, what is the current percent? So guys, it is around 1.3, right? 1.28 something. Now let's move to the question number 14th. So guys, question number 14th. Here again the question from National Health Policy, because it is very important. So consider the following statements regarding the targets of National Health Policy 2017. So your options are increase health expenditure of government from the existing 1.15% to 2.8% of the GDP by 2025. Increase life expectancy at birth from 67.5 to 70 by 2025. Reduction in TFR, that is total fertility rate, to 2.1 at national and sub-national level by 2025. In financial year 2016, India had TFR at 2.3 birth per woman. Your options are only 1, only 2 and 3, only 1 and 3, only 3, or all of the above. Read the question carefully, read the statements carefully, and guys, then do let me know what is the right answer for question number 14th. You guys are participating really very well, guys, but all those who are not participating, guys, you all have to participate. These sessions are for your benefits, right? So as much as you participate, better it would be for you, and that will make the session interactive. So Nilesh is saying 14th B, English topper material. He is saying option number 14, that is D. Okay, only 3. Kurinji is saying 14th B, Nikhil D, nothing is saying B. That so we have a mixed combination of B and D, right? So right answer for this question is option number B, that is only 2 and 3rd. Option number 1 you can easily eliminate because we have just read, and option number 2 and 3 is the right. Option 2 and 3 are correct. So here you can see the key targets of National Health Policy of 2017. So increasing health expenditure from 1.15% to 2.5% of the GDP by 2025. Life expectancy, here it is, and reduction of TFR to 2.1 at national and sub-national level by 2025. Reduce under 5 mortality, reduction of 40% in prevalence of stunting under 5 children by 2025. Reduce IMR, that is infant mortality rate. So guys, these all are very important that you have to have idea about, right? So these should be on your tip. ये आपको याद होने चाहिए because they are very much important, and these kind of targets, these kind of aim can be asked in your examination, which is very important. Now guys, question number 15. So question number 15 is, which of the following is not a part of the revenue receipt for the government of India? Right? Questions related to capital receipt we have just read. Now we are talking about the revenue receipt, and the question is about the incorrect statement. You have to read the question carefully. Your options are the receipts from the collection of interest amount from its debtors, the receipts from the collection of corporate taxes, the dividends and profits received from the public sector units, the receipts from disinvestment of public sector undertakings, or none of the above. So which of the following is not a part of the revenue receipt of the government of India? Nilesh is saying 15th D, Aditi is saying 15th D, Civil Service Corner is saying option number C. Rest, Jyoti, Hemant, Nikhil, Nagnath, Isha, Kurinji, you all are saying option number D, right? So here the right answer for this question is option number D only. The receipt from disinvestment of public sector and undertakings. This is basically reduce the assets, right? It leads to reduction in the assets of the government, which is capital receipt. We have just read, right? Whenever there is a change in asset or liability, so that would be the part of capital revenue or expenditure, as the case may be, right? Whenever there is a change in asset and liability, so that would be the part of capital receipt and expenditure, and whenever there is a recurring expenditure or receipt, that would be the part of revenue receipt and revenue expenditure, as the case may be, right? So this is the simple formula, this is the simple logic that you can apply while solving the questions related to revenue or capital receipts or expenditure. So here you can see that revenue receipts are current incomes of government which neither create liabilities nor cause any reduction in the assets of the government. These receipts are classified into tax revenue or non-tax revenue. Now guys, question number 16. National Urban Livelihood Mission, that is NULM, an initiative towards poverty alleviation, was initiated by which of the following ministry of the government of India? Your options are Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, or MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Tell me friends, what is the right answer? So Nilesh is saying 16th B, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Jyoti is saying 16th B. So mostly you guys are saying option number B, except Aditi who is saying option number A, that is Rural Development, or Civil Service Corner is also saying option number A. But the right answer is option number B, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So NULM was launched by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. Now Government of India in 2013 by replacing the existing Swarna Jayanti Shahri Rozgar Yojana, right? So NULM will focus on organizing urban poor in their strong grassroots level institutions, creating opportunities for skill development, leading to market-based employment and helping them to set up self-employment venture by ensuring easy access to credit. And also the mission is aimed at providing shelter equipped with essential service to the urban homeless in a phased manner. In addition, the mission would also address livelihood concerns of the urban street vendors, right? So you can read the explanation. Now question number 17. Education was put in concurrent list through which constitutional amendment? Your options are 44th, 42nd, 41st, 43rd or 46th constitutional amendment. So here you can get the idea that education is a part of concurrent list, right? So whenever you read the question, read it in such a way that you can gather as much possible information as you can. So here you get to know one thing, that education is a part of concurrent list. Those who did not have idea about this, now they get to know that education is a part of concurrent list. Nilesh is saying 17th A, Hemant is saying 17th A, that is 44th, but someone is saying 42nd as well. So we have the mixed combination of A and B, that is 42 or 44, right? The right answer for this question is option number B, that is 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So the legislative section of the Indian Constitution is divided into three lists, you know very well, in union list, state list and concurrent list. In the beginning, the Indian Constitution had defined education as a subject of state matter, but in 1976, it was transferred to the concurrent list through the enactment of 42nd Amendment Act. Right? So other things are education, forest, weights and measures, protection of wild animals and birds, and administration of justice. So these all are the part of concurrent list, right? So here you can see union list, state list and concurrent list, and here some matters related to some matters which are the part of these respective lists, right? Guys, some of you might be wondering why we are reading the constitutions question. So guys, you know very well that Indian political system is a topic in the syllabus of your ESI, right? Indian political system. So that is why we are covering important constitutional provisions, because they can be asked as a part of this topic, right? So you cannot deny, you cannot claim that this is out of syllabus question. Now question number 18th. Question number 18th is, what is the proposed National Assessment Center named in the National Education Policy 2020? Your options are Diksha, Nikhar, Disha, Parakh or Nikshay. Read the question carefully. We are talking about proposed National Assessment Center named in the National Education Policy 2020. Nilesh is saying Parakh, okay. Nikhil is saying 18th D. Rohan Gupta is saying option number A, that is Diksha. Aditi is saying D. So mostly you guys are saying option number D, right? Kurinji is also saying option number D. So right answer for this question is option number D, that is Parakh. So here you can read, the new educational policy focuses on the overall development of students with scientific temperaments on 11th September 2020. While addressing the conclave on school education in 21st century, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced to establish a National Assessment Center, Parakh. And you have to have idea about the full form of Parakh, which stands for Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development, right? So here you can see it is to be set up as a standard setting body for all recognized school boards under the National Education Policy 2020. Right guys? So this is very important. You have to have idea about this. Now guys, question number 19. So question number 19 is which of the following best defines the meaning of social movement? You know there is a topic called social movement in your ESI syllabus. So your options are a great effort by one person to fight against the government, a great effort by one person to bring about or impede social change, an organized effort by a large number of people to fight against the government, an organized effort by a large number of people to bring about or impede social change, or none of the above. So this everyone must make right. Question number 19th, Nilesh is saying D. English is saying option number D. Civil Service Corner D. Jyoti, Kurunji, Hemant, Aditi, Nikhil, Isha, you all are saying option number D, right? So right answer for this question is option number D only. So social movement, you can read that it has been described as organizational structure and strategies that may empower oppressed population to mount effective challenges and resist the more powerful and advantaged elites. Right? So this is simply a simple concept. You all know very well. So those who do not know, they can easily get to the right answer after reading the statements. Question number 20, guys. Question number 20 is which of the following is the correct order of the three lists as contained in the 7th schedule of the Constitution in decreasing order of number of subjects contained in them? Right? So you have to tell the decreasing order of number of subjects contained in each of the schedule. Your options are union list, state list, concurrent list, union list, concurrent list, state list, union list, concurrent list, union list, state list, or state list, concurrent list, or union list. Tell me, guys. So Nilesh is saying 20th A. Nothing is saying 20th A. Okay. Hemant Isha is saying option number B. Rohan Gupta is saying option number A. Vikas Meena option number B. Rest all are saying Kurinji is saying B. Okay, guys. So right answer for this question is option number A only. Union list has the highest subjects. Then the state list has less subject than union list, and concurrent list has least subjects, right? So here you can see that there is a threefold distribution of legislative subjects. List 1 union list, which has 100 subjects, list 2 state list, which has 61 subjects, and list 3 concurrent list, which has 52 subjects, right? Originally there were subjects, but later on you can see that later on various amendments were there which have shifted the subjects from one list to another list. That is why currently it is union list 100 subject, state list 61 subject, and concurrent list 52 subjects, right? So this is the current mechanism which you need to remember. Question number 21, which of the following is not released by UNDP annually as a part of its Human Development Report? Your options are Human Development Index, Inequality Adjusted Human Development Index, Gender Development Index, Gender Inequality Index, or Global Gender Gap Report. So we are talking about UNDP, and the question is about incorrect one, right? So these are two highlights. These are two the keywords which you have to highlight. That the question is about the incorrect statement, and releasing agency is UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program. Civil Service Corner, he is saying option number E, that is Global Gender Gap Report. You all are saying option number E, right? Great. So right answer for this question is option number E, that is Global Gender Gap Report. So UNDP releases all these reports, and Global Gender Gap Report is released by the World Economic Forum. Now let's move to the question number 22. So guys, question number 22 is which of the following is correct about gender budgeting? So it is a tool for gender mainstreaming. Gender budgeting uses the budget as an entry point to apply a gender lens to the entire policy process. Then gender budgeting also recognizes that if gender disparities are to be addressed, adequate monetary allocations are to be made for the achievement of desired outcomes. Your options are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3 only, or 1 only. So Nilesh is saying 22D, that is all of them. English topper material, he is also saying option number D, that is all of them. Aditi, Jyoti Kapoor, you all are saying option number D. So the right answer for this question is, guys, option number D, right? 1, 2 and 3. So here you can read about the gender budgeting. So it is concerned with gender sensitive formulation of legislation, programs and schemes, allocation of resources, implementation and execution, audit and impact assessment of programs and schemes, and follow up corrective action to address gender disparities, right? So basically you can read here the entire explanation about the gender budgeting, which is important for your examination. Guys, question number 23. Which of the following is the definition of budget deficit, right? We are talking about budget deficit. In yesterday's session, we have discussed about the fiscal deficit. Now we are talking about the budget deficit. So your options are excess of the total expenditure over the total receipts minus interest payments and borrowings. Then excess of the total expenditure over the total receipt minus borrowings. Then excess of the revenue expenditure over the revenue receipts, excess of the total expenditure over the total receipts, or excess of capital expenditure over the capital receipts. Nilesh is saying question number 23D, that is excess of the total expenditure over the total receipts. Okay. So mostly you all are saying option number D, right? So the right answer for this question is, guys, option number, Aditi is saying option number B. Right answer for this question is, guys, option number D, that is excess of the total expenditure over the total receipts. If we talk about budget deficit, then we consider total expenditure as well as total receipt, right? So the budget deficit is the excess of the total expenditure over total receipt. A budget deficit is said to happen when expenses exceed revenue. It is an indicator of the financial health of the economy. The opposite of the concept is the budget deficit. The opposite of the concept of the budget deficit is budget surplus. So the budget surplus refers to a situation when revenue exceeds current expenses and result in excess funds that can be allocated as per desire. Right? So guys, now you have to tell me whether our India's budget is budget deficit or budget surplus. So we have budget deficit or budget surplus. Tell me in the live chat box whether we have budget deficit or budget surplus. Tell me, guys, I am waiting. Isha is saying deficit. Nilesh is saying deficit, right? So we have budget deficit, right? So this you need to remember, we have budget deficit. Now let's move to the question number 24. So question number 24 is, which of the following is incorrect regarding Stand Up India scheme? Your options are, it aims at promoting entrepreneurship among women and scheduled castes and tribes. The scheme is anchored by the Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Then SC, ST or women entrepreneurs above 18 years of age are eligible beneficiaries under the scheme. Then loan under the scheme is available for only green field project. And last option is none of the above. Guys, we are talking about incorrect statement, right? You have to read the question carefully. The question is about the incorrect statement. Okay, Nilesh is saying all are correct. Mostly you are saying option number E, but someone, few candidates are also saying option number B as well. The right answer for this question is option number E, that is all of the above are correct. That is why E will be the answer, because question is about the incorrect statement, right? So here you can see, here you can read about the Stand Up India scheme, right? So these are all the four options which we have just discussed. So here you can read, and here you can see the schemes under Ministry of Finance, Stand Up India, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Mudra scheme. So here you can read about some details. Right, friends? Now let's move to the question number 25. So guys, question number 25 is, which of the following are correct regarding Article 16 of the Indian Constitution? Again, question from the Indian political system. Your options are, it provides for equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. Then statement number second is, nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provision for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens. Statement number 3 is, in Indra Sawhney case, the majority bench of the Supreme Court pointed out that Article 16 spoke of adequate representation and not proportionate representation. So your options are 1, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, none of the above. सो अशोक गुप्ता इज आस्किंग सर ये ईएसआई के सेशन नबार्ड ग्रेड बी के लिए भी इंपॉर्टेंट है क्या? बिल्कुल, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर नबार्ड ग्रेड बी ऑल्सो बिकॉज द सिलेबस ऑफ आरबीआई एंड नबार्ड इज ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर इफ वी टॉक अबाउट ईएसआई वाला कंपोनेंट, राइट? एक्सेप्ट फ्यू टॉपिक्स, their syllabus is similar, right? So these sessions are equally relevant, equally important for NABARD grade A as well as B examination. So guys, you have to attend this session if you are preparing, if you are an aspirant of for NABARD grade A examination. So let's come to the discussion back. So 25th A, so we have A, B, C, D. Okay, so we have all the options. Right answer for this question is option number D, that is none of the above, right? Sorry, here it is all of the above, all of the above, not the none of the above, right? So now you can read here. It provides for the equality of opportunity for all citizens in the matter of relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. So here all statements are written, right? So basically the answer is all of the above and not the none of the above. So option number E is wrong. Here you have to change this, and this is all of the above. Right? Now guys, let's move to the question number 26. So question number 26 is the global competitiveness report is published by the, your options are International Monetary Fund, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, World Economic Forum, World Bank or UNESCO. Nilesh is saying 26C, that is World Economic Forum. Guys, we are talking about global competitiveness report. Civil Service Corner, he is saying World Economic Forum. Okay, Isha, Jyoti, Nikhil, Selva, you all are saying option number C. So right answer for this question is option number C only, that is World Economic Forum. So Global Competitiveness Report, it is a report published by the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Outlook and the Global Financial Stability Report are the reports published by the IMF. Right? And Global Gender Gap Report, Global Risk Report and the Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Report are the reports published by the World Economic Forum. So here guys, in this explanation you can read about all the important reports which can be asked in your examination, right? And their releasing agency as well. Now let's move to the question number 27. So question number 27 is, which of the following term indicates a mechanism used by commercial banks for providing credit to the government? Your options are cash credit ratio, debt service obligation, liquidity adjustment facility, statutory liquidity ratio, that is SLR, or none of the above. So Aditi is saying SLR. Guys, read the question carefully. We are talking about the mechanism used by commercial banks for providing credit to the government. Vikas Meena is saying option number D, that is SLR. Hemant, Kurinji, you all are saying option number D, right? SLR. So the right answer for this question is option number D only, that is SLR. So SLR, commercial banks provide long-term credit to the government by investing their funds in the government securities, right? And short-term finance by purchasing treasury bills. So this comes under SLR. So by this way, by investing the funds in the government securities or by investing or by purchasing treasury bills, indirectly SLR provides, that is commercial banks provide loan to government through SLR. Through the mechanism of SLR, right? CRR, you know that CRR is a specific part of the total deposit that is held as a reserve by the commercial banks mandated by RBI. This reserve must be reserved in cash or cash equivalent. Similarly, LAF and debt service obligation you can read. So I hope you are getting, guys. So those who are saying option number B, so their answer is not correct, guys. Right answer is option number D. Now guys, question number 28. So the term base erosion and profit shifting is best described as, your options are mining operation by multinational companies in resource rich but backward areas, practice of tax evasion by multinational companies, exploitation of genetic resource of a country by multinational companies, lack of consideration of environmental cost in the planning and implementation of developmental projects, or none of the above. So guys, what is the right answer for question number 28th? Nilesh is saying B, Jyoti, Civil Service Corner, Hemant, Nikhil, Aditi, Selva. You all are saying option number B, that is practice of tax evasion by multinational companies, right? So right answer for this question is option number B. So base erosion and profit shifting refers to the phenomena where companies shift their profits to other tax jurisdictions which usually have lower tax rates, thereby eroding the tax base in any particular country, right? So the idea is simple. Firms make profits in one jurisdiction and shift them across borders by exploiting gaps and mismatches in tax rules. So to take advantage of lower tax rates and thus not paying taxes in the country where the profit is made. So to prevent this, double tax avoidance treaties and tax information exchange between member and nations are done to curb these kind of practices. Now guys, let's move to the question number 29th. So question number 29th is, one of the most important fundamental rights is to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. It is contained in which of the following article of the Indian Constitution? Your options are Article 30, Article 31, Article 32, Article 33 or Article 29. Isha is saying 29C. Dilip, Nilesh, Civil, Hemant, you all are saying option number C, that is Article 32, right? So the right answer for this question is option number C, that is Article 32. So one of the most important fundamental right is to move the Supreme Court for enforcement of fundamental rights. It is contained in Article 32 of Indian Constitution. It is a right that is fundamental to all the fundamental rights. Question number 30. Which one of the following issues the Global Economic Prospects report periodically? Your options are the Asian Development Bank, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the US Federal Reserve Bank, the World Bank or IMF, that is International Monetary Fund. Nilesh is saying 30th D, that is World Bank. Dilip is saying 30th D. Jyoti, Isha, Aditi, Nikhil, English, you all are saying option number D. No, someone is saying IMF also. But mostly guys, you are saying option number E, that is D, World Bank, right? So right answer for this question is option number D, that is World Bank. So Global Economic Prospect is a World Bank Group flagship report, right? It examines global economic development and prospects with a special focus on emerging markets and developing economies. It is issued twice a year in January and June. So the January edition includes in-depth analysis of topical policy changes. The June edition contains shorter analytical pieces. Right, so you have to remember this, that this report is released by the World Bank. Question number 31. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has adopted a national policy on older persons in which year? Your options are 1998, 1992, 1993, 1999 or 2001. We are talking about the national policy on older persons. Okay, so 1992, someone is saying 1992, Aditi and Dilip is saying 1999, Nikhil is saying 1999, Kurinji is saying B, that is 1992, Kumar Shanu is saying D, Jyoti Kapoor D, Swati D. Okay, so right answer for this question is option number D, that is 1999. So national policy on older persons 1999 envisages state support to ensure financial and food security, health care, shelter and other needs of older persons, equitable share in development, protection against abuse and exploitation, and availability of service to improve the quality of their lives. The policy also covers issues like social security and intergenerational bonding, family as the primary caretaker, role of NGOs, training of manpower, research and training, right? So the council has been reconstituted in 2012 as National Council of Senior Citizens with wider national impact. So earlier the National Council of Older Person was constituted in 1999 and it has been reconstituted in 2012 as National Council of Senior Citizens with wider national impact, right? So you can read about the national policy on older persons in this explanation. Now question number 32. The value of special drawing rights is determined by the basket of how many currencies? Your options are 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. (32B). Okay, so Isha is saying 32B, that is 5 currencies. Nilesh is saying B. Aditi Gandhi is saying option number B. Jyoti, you all are saying option number B, that is 5 currencies, right? So the right answer for this question is option number B only. So the SDR was created as a supplementary international reserve asset in the context of the Bretton Woods fixed exchange rate system. The collapse of the Bretton Woods system in 1973 and the shift of major currencies to the floating exchange rate regimes lessened the reliance on SDR as a global reserve asset. Nonetheless, SDR allocations can play a role in providing liquidity and supplementing member countries' official reserve, as was the case amid the global financial crisis. So SDRs serve as the unit of account of the IMF and other international organizations. But you have to remember that SDR is neither a currency nor a claim on the IMF. Rather, it is a potential claim on the freely usable currencies of IMF members. So SDRs can be exchanged for these currencies, right? So suppose if India has quota in the form of SDR, so it can use to use any of the currencies which are used by the IMF member, right? So basically SDR is neither a currency nor a claim, but through this you can easily claim on the freely usable currencies which are used by the IMF members. So the currencies are US dollar, Japanese yen, British pound, Chinese yuan and euro. So this you have to remember, the name of these currencies you have to know. Now let's move to the question number 33. So guys, question number 33 is, which of the following is incorrect about the Monetary Policy Committee, right? Read about the MPC. Your options are: it is a statutory and institutionalized framework under the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. An RBI appointed committee led by the then Deputy Governor Urjit Patel in 2014 recommended the establishment of the MPC. Governor of RBI is the chairman of the committee. The committee comprises 8 members, 4 officials of the RBI and 4 external members, which are nominated by the Government of India, or none of the above. Guys, we are talking about the incorrect statement about the Monetary Policy Committee. Okay, so you all are saying option number D, right? That is, the committee comprises 8 members. So the right answer for this question is option number D. The committee comprises 6 members. So here you can read, the committee comprises 6 members including the chairman, 3 officials of the RBI and 3 external members which are nominated by the Government of India. So all the details about the Monetary Policy Committee are very important, that you have to have idea. Question number 34. Which of the following is not accounted for in the capital account under balance of payment? Guys, we are talking about capital account of balance of payment and we are talking about incorrect, right? Incorrect one. So the options are direct investment, external commercial borrowing, remittances and grants, portfolio investment, or all of the above are accounted for in the capital account under balance of payment. Nilesh is saying 34th C, Aditi is saying 34th C, Isha, Jyoti, Nikhil, you all are saying option number C, that is remittances and grants. Okay. So let's see the right answer. The right answer for this question is option number C only, that is remittances and grants. Here you can see that there are 2 components of BOP, that is balance of payment, current account and capital account. So in current account, all these things like goods, services, income, investment income and current unilateral transfers like donations, gifts, grants, remittances are included. And if we talk about capital account, so that deals with the capital transaction, that is those transactions which create asset or liabilities. So it reflects the net changes in the ownership of national assets. It has broadly 4 components: FDI, FPI, external borrowing such as external commercial borrowings, or reserve account with a central bank. So this explanation you can read, guys. Okay, now let's move to the question number 35th. So question number 35th is, with reference to the International Monetary and Financial Committee, that is IMFC, consider the following statement. So IMFC discusses matters of concern affecting the global economy and advises the International Monetary Fund on the direction of its work. Then the World Bank participates as observer in IMFC's meetings. IMFC usually meets twice a year. Your options are 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3. Nilesh is saying 35th C. That is 1 and 3 only. Okay. Tell me guys, what will be the right answer for question number 35th? 35th E. Okay, Nikhil is saying 35th E. So guys, the right answer for this question is option number E only. That is, all statements are correct. So the IMFC advises and reports to the IMF Board of Governors on the supervision and management of the international monetary and financial system, including on responses to unfolding events that may disrupt the system. The IMFC usually meets twice a year. A number of international institutions, including the World Bank, participate as observers in the IMFC's meetings. Right? So here this statement is correct, that a number of international institutions, including the World Bank, participate as observers in the IMFC's meeting. So this is important, which you need to know. Question number 36. Which of the following are the advantages of foreign trade and investment? Your options are: it stimulates competition, it improves resource allocation, it facilitates international distribution of technology, it enhances environmental protection. Your options are 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, or all of the above. So you can solve this question by simply using your mind, simply using the logic. So Nilesh is saying 36th E, that is all of the above. Isha is saying 36th A, that is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Guys, you do not need, sometimes you do not need to apply too much logic so that you make the answer wrong. You simply read the question, read the carefully, and do not go too much deep into any statement. Otherwise, you will definitely make that answer wrong. So right answer for this question is option number E, that is all of the above. So they are basically, here you can read that increase in economic growth, development of human capital, technology, rise in exports, facilitates the stability in the exchange rate, FDI leads to creation of competitive market, helps in combating climate change. So due to the mounting issues surrounding climate change, the United Nations has encouraged the route of foreign direct investments, realizing that it will help fight the problems, right? So basically you do not need to think too much about any particular statement. Sometimes questions are very generic in nature, which you have to take in that way only. Otherwise, you will definitely make that question wrong if you go too deep into any statement, right? Now let's move to the question number 37 then. So question number 37 is: in the context of which of the following do you sometimes find the terms amber box, blue box, and green box in the news? Your options are WTO affairs, SARC affairs, UNFCCC affairs, India EU negotiations on free trade agreement, or World Bank affairs. So this question is from the topic of international institutions, right? International institutions, you know that there is a topic in your syllabus, that is international institutions, World Bank, IMF, and WTO. So Nilesh is saying 27th A, Dilip, Aditi, Nikhil, Selva, Kurinji, Hemant, you all are saying option number A, Rohit. So right answer for this question is option number A only. So in WTO terminology, domestic subsidies in agriculture are identified by boxes, namely green box, amber box, and blue box. So if we talk about amber box, so all domestic support measures that distort production and trade, with some exceptions, fall into the amber box. Blue box, it refers to a category of domestic support or subsidies under the WTO agreement on agriculture. This is the amber box with conditions, right? So if we talk about blue box, so it is the amber box with conditions designed to reduce distortion. Any support that would normally be in the amber box is placed in the blue box if the support also requires farmers to limit production. And if we talk about green box, then subsidies that do not distort trade or at most cause minimal distortion is placed in the green box. So green itself, no, that you can simply analyze this. You can simply imply from the green box, the name green box itself, that it do not distort the trade or cause very minimal distortion, right? If there is a distortion, that would be very minimal. Now guys, question number 38. So fiscal stimulus is provided to different sectors of an economy to provide the growth. So which of the following measure does not constitute fiscal stimulus? Your options are increasing taxes, monetary incentives, export subsidies, decreasing taxes, or none of the above. So here the key term is fiscal stimulus. So if you have idea about fiscal stimulus, then you can easily answer this question. So Nilesh is saying 38th A, Isha is saying 38th A, Hemant A, Nikhil, Selva, you all are saying option number A. Aditi, Dilip. So right answer for this question is option number A only, right? So a stimulus package is a number of incentives and tax rebates offered by the government to boost spending in a bid to pull a country out of recession or to prevent an economic slowdown. So a stimulus package can either be in the form of monetary stimulus or fiscal stimulus, right? So whenever there is an increase in tax, that means that people will have less amount in their hand, that is they will have less disposable income in their hand, and by that way they are not able to spend money, so that will lead to reduction in demand, and which means that that will not boost spending and country will not come out of recession, right? So this is the chain that you must understand. Question number 39, guys. How much food grains beneficiaries are entitled for under the Antyodaya Anna Yojana I? Your options are 25 kg per family per month, 30 kg, 35 kg, 40 kg or 50 kg. Nilesh is saying 39C, that is 35 kg. Isha is saying 39th A. So mostly you are saying option number C, but some candidates are also saying option number A. We have B, so we have A, B, C as an option. Right answer for this question is option number C only, that is 35 kg. So here you can read that I was a step in the direction of making TPDS aimed at reducing hunger among the poorest segments of the BPL population, right? So basically in order to make TPDS, that is targeted public distribution system, more focused and targeted towards this category of population, the Antyodaya Anna Yojana was launched in December 2000 for 1 crore poorest of the poor families. I involved identification of 1 crore poorest of the poor families from amongst the number of BPL families covered under targeted public distribution system. So this is also important that for them highly subsidized rates are available. For wheat it is 2 per kg and for rice it is 3 per kg. So the scale of issue that was initially 25 kg per month was increased to 35 kg per family per month with effect from 1st April 2002. So this you need to remember that earlier those who were saying 25 kg they were correct, but that was earlier, right? Later on it was increased to 35 per kg. 35 kg per family. Now the last question of today, guys. Gini coefficient measures which of the following? Your options are inflation, poverty, unemployment, income inequality or economic growth. Nilesh is saying 40th D, that is income inequality. Hemant Kumar is saying D, Aditi is saying D, Nikhil is saying D. Okay. So the right answer for this question is option number D only, that is income inequality. So the chances of inflation will increase more when the government plans to print a new currency to finance a budget deficit. So when the supply of money increases in the market, the customer demand automatically increases, resulting in the rise of aggregate demand. So Gini coefficient is a measure of the distribution of income across a population developed by the Italian statistician Corrado Gini in 1912. So it is often used as gauge of economic inequality, measuring income distribution or less commonly wealth distribution among a population. The coefficient ranges from 0 to 1. So a coefficient of 0 indicates a perfect equal distribution of income or wealth within a population. A coefficient of 1 represents a perfect inequality of when one person is in a population receives all the income while other people earning nothing. Right? So guys, this is all about the today's session. We have discussed 80 questions in 2 sessions. 14 yesterday's session and 14 today's session. So I hope you guys enjoyed the session and learned a lot. And guys, we are coming with a descriptive sessions. You know that descriptive answer writing has 66% weightage in your RBI Grade B Phase 2 examination, including the descriptive English wala component, right? So this is very much important, which you cannot skip. So we are soon coming with the descriptive components, descriptive writing sessions on YouTube. in which we will be discussing about the descriptive of ESI, descriptive of finance, and descriptive of management, right? So you will get to know how to write answer, how you can write good introduction, how do you write, how you can write good body and good conclusion. So all these dimensions, various dimensions, you will get to know about the answer writing, right? So soon the session is coming, right? We'll meet in that session. Till then, goodbye and happy learning, friends.